Hi, this is Knits Up, and I am Mindy, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. It's been about 6 weeks since I've recorded, so I thought it was due time to record, definitely. Slightly different location today. The light is a little better in here. I'm getting some natural daylight, but it is an overcast day. So mostly a lot of enabling, but there will be a couple projects that I'm working on. So what I'm working on first are a pair of socks out of Deborah Norville Serenity. This is the sock weight yarn. I've got one finished, and it's just your traditional heel flap with a gusset. You can see that pretty well there. So it's got some funky stripes, and I have started on the second one, just a teeny bit. And I am using the Hiya Sharps double pointed needles for that. This is, like I said, Premier Deborah Norville, and this is 50% merino wool, 25% rayon, and 25% nylon. This colorway in particular is called Spring Fling, although it's fall here, so maybe this is for my Aussie friends. The other pair of socks that I'm working on, it's sock right now, is this. This is the sock yarn by Farmhouse Yarns. If I remember correctly, it's either a 75-25 blend of merino and nylon, or it might be an 80-20. You'll have to check Farmhouse websites to check. I think this color is called Glacier, but it's really interestingly dyed. It does not look like that in the ball. The ball looks like this, and you would not think you would get interesting striping like this. It's almost got like a series of little stripes in it with some funky stuff. It kind of reminds me of clouds in between them, but it's a sort of a blue, black, and cream color, and that's coming out very cute. I was working on these last night at a marching band show at my old high school. I was in marching band in high school, and it's been many years since I was in that, but a friend's kid is in it, so, well, many friends' kids are in it, so we went up to see them because next week will be the state field band championships at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, and all of the bands that are in the field band conference are there. They have different, what they call classes of bands. So, you know, your big schools aren't against your little schools, that sort of thing. And it goes all day long on a Sunday. So it's really nice. The next thing I am working on is a hat. This is going to be a charity hat. And this is not Homespun, Hometown by Lion Brand. It's a really thick yarn. I think it might be a 5 or 6 on the yarn standard scale. This is 100% acrylic. This is one of their patterns. It's a cabled hat. If you look at my Ravelry page, you should be able to find it, and I will try and put it in the show notes. This is what we've got so far. So that is, it comes out cute. This uses one ball of Hometown, and one of the colors that I have is actually Syracuse orange, which comes in handy. The other thing I am working on is a shawl. I was working on it with a lot of colors, and I didn't like the way it was turning out because I was using the variegated for the first section. It's just a really, really simple shawl. I'm doing knit to, yarn over, knit to the middle, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit all the way to the other side, yarn over, knit two. And then on the back row, just knitting the 2 stitches on the outside and then purling all the way across. And that's what gives it those little holes. This is actually a forest green color. It's coming out so it's almost black. Let's see if I can adjust the light a little bit. Sort of that color. That's not going to get any better. But it's a forest green color. It is not black. And then I have, after I get through that, then I have this color, which is from Springside Farm in Fabius. It was, the alpaca is from there. And then I have this, which is a lovely brown color that'll go with it. So imagine this, that, and that together. There we go. These two, this is a yarn from Salt City Fiber Works that they had done at one point, that Teresa had done at one point. And this is also was milled by Salt City Fiber Works, but it's Springside Yarns fiber. I think Teresa dyed this up too at Salt City Fiber Works. If you need, they're good people. They're good people, and I won't say anything more. Very good people. The other places I've been to the Finger Lakes Fiber Festival in Hemlock. That was, 3-4 weeks ago, something like that, the last part of September. And then last weekend I was at the Little York Fiber Festival that benefited the Cortland Repertory Society. So I am going to go through what I got there in a minute. First I'm going to show you some spinning. And this will work. Pardon me any bending, any crinkling, just odd things. So this is what I've been working on. This is something I got last year. It's a sampler from the Spinning Bunny, and it's 5 different bags of different kinds of fiber, and they're all dyed with similar colors. They're called sea glass. I'm not going to pull these all out, but you get the general idea. And what I am spinning this on is a shocked high-low spindle. What I'm working on now is the black and blue face Lustre. That's a wool, but those colors are really pretty. I'm just trying to spin it a little bit thin. I'm not sure. I'll probably combine it with something when I'm done, because I don't want those colors to really muddle. So that's what I'm spinning there. The other thing I'm spinning is, I don't even know what this is. I think this is spun right round, if I remember correctly. This is the spindle that I had bought at the Fiber Festival that was at Beaver Lake Nature Center. And somebody local does this, whose name escapes me. It is in one of the other show notes. I gave an email address, but it's a hand-turned spindle. It's pretty light. It's very nice. The dowel is quite large. That's my only thing, but that's because I more or less have arthritis in my hands. I have all the symptoms of arthritis here and there. None of the markers for it. And then the last thing I'm spinning is something that I got from Hemlock. 2 things I got from Hemlock. The first thing I got was an Ashford spindle. This is one of the it's pretty light. I think they're beech. I can't remember exactly. It's different. It's got a shepherd's hook at the top versus just a cup hook. And I think I like it better. It spins beautifully. can really see that in what I'm doing, but you get the idea. Of course, that just broke. But Ashford's from New Zealand. They make nice spinning wheels from what I hear. What am I spinning? I got Ashland Bay, 80% merino, 20% Tussah silk. And I got half a pound from Pollywogs, and that was, I think, $20 for that. And then I think the spindle was about $20 as well. Pollywogs does, they're in Wayland, New York, and they do a lot of mail order. Mostly what they do is, it's a little bit of everything. It's seconds on some stuff, other stuff not so much. But I got a lot from them. One of the things I bought was Lamb's Pride. This is purple. The actual color is Royal Purple Flutter, but it's a variegated purple. These are seconds from the Brown Sheep Yarn Company in Nebraska, and they sell them for discounted, and Pollywogs sells a lot of brown sheep seconds, which is awesome. And then I got some millends from Pollywogs, which are Kramer, from Kramer Yarn Company. And these are mill ends for sock yarn. They're each a little bit different, even though they're all cream. I tried to get something that was pretty consistent between them. They also had some beautiful of their, there's like a yarn they have that has sterling silver in it, like a silvery thing, and it's really, really pretty, but I couldn't see me wearing that on my feet. I figure I can always either make socks and then dye them, or dye the yarn and then make socks, depending on what I want to do. But for $3.84 for a quarter of a pound, that's pretty good. That's like almost a full skein of 100 grams of sock yarn. It might be more than that. I'm not good with the pounds to grams. So I got 3 of those. And then I got some fiber. This is from Spinner's Hill, Lisa Ann Marion from Bainbridge, New York. And this is, they're one of a kind carded bats, merino wool, and this is merino wool, Corriedale Fin Rambouillet Cross. And this is not going to do it justice, but so we're going to have to take it out of the bag. So look at that color. That is a 2-ounce bat. Her stuff I've spun before. I bought it, and it spins like a dream. It's very, very, at least for me, it spins really easily. 2 ounces was $10. If you are interested in Spinner's Hill and you can't get a hold of her real either, it's Spinners with an S, hill.com, or you can also check out the Village Yarn and Fiber Shop out of Rochester. They're the ones that do Dizzy Sheep, and you can buy them online through her as well. Really nice stuff. And then I might have bought something else, which would be, and I've never bought anything from before her, so I do not know how they are going to spin. This is Jill Draper Makes Stuff, 80% merino, 20% cashmere. And this is what they look on the other side. Now, she did tell me that she winds them. So these are actually the same thing. They're just wound from one end to kind of show the color progression. So this and this are twins, but that was They're $25 a piece, but I've never had her stuff, and I figured it would be better than buying yarn that I don't know if I'm ever going to get to. So I have lots of yarn. I have lots of fiber. I have more. Last weekend I went to, like I said, the Little York Fiber Festival. That's by Little York Lake. And that's down near the Cortland Preble area. There is a, pardon me for all the crinkling. There is a 2-story wooden pavilion that's very historic. That is there. That the top floor is where the Cortland Repertory Society, I believe, has their plays. And it's small, but this was nice because it was all open. It was a nice fall day. It was cool. But we had lots of fun. Cornucopia yarn that used to be in Endicott was there. She's closing her store, or has closed her store, and she's just selling the remainders of stuff. So there were 2 skeins of Regia sock yarn, the 4-ply. This is color 34908, whatever. It's got green, blue, red, cream. They look like Christmas socks to me, so I think I'll knit those for a Christmas sock. Probably for myself. I bought stuff. Lots of people have bought from her, but she is local to me. She had a shop that was open in Cortland for a while, but now she's doing all of her stuff online and on Etsy. She's building her site, but for now you can buy stuff on Etsy or her site, or if you're lucky enough to see her in person. Look at that color. That is Spun Right Round Corey Del Cross in Happy Camper. And that maroon especially, all of those colors, I'm going to take it out of the bag because it does not do justice to be squished in a bag. That's the color. That's pretty close. The yellows are probably showing up a little bit more yellow than they are, and this is more of a gray than rather a blue, but that's pretty accurate. That's just a pretty color. There's all kinds of colors in there, and it's interesting because it looks almost the opposite on the other side. But that kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. I've spun 3 or 4 braids from her now. This might be the 4th one I'm getting. I really like her stuff. Her prep is very good. She was doing a new thing for displaying it, which was on a wooden laundry thing, and she had rings that were through the strings, so she would undo the ring and bring it there. But it was very clever, and her stuff wasn't expensive. I want to say it was like $21, $22, something like that, not even. Something else I got was some fiber, and this is Cobble Rock Ridge Farm. They are out of Connecticut, if I remember correctly. So that is Cobble Rock, Shetland, and woolangora.com. I'll try and put it in the notes for you. But this is wowzers. Wool, alpaca, and mohair, I believe. So there was a lot of, it's just a very loose thing. I think I got 4 ounces, but it's all natural. It's very soft. It was just a roving, and it's beautiful. It just works well. So that'll be fun to spin. And then the last thing that I spun, or that I bought to spin, is from Spin Monkeys hand-dyed fibers and yarn. This I can keep in the bag because it's going to show up. This is purpley. I don't know exactly what color this is. Okay, this is called Snowboarding. So I could see that, you know, like the blue and the purple and the snow, but it's called Snowboarding. Spinmonkeys.net. The outfit that I bought this from, though, it was the new thing that is in Mobile Yarn Shop. It's in a van. I believe she did a crowdfunding campaign, knitbuffalo.com. She goes to various events. She goes around Buffalo. There were a lot of independent dyers that were in there. A lot of independent dyed yarns. It looks really nice. Her presentation's really nice. Has like an iPad tablet thing to do the credit cards, so she can do the credit cards right in the van, and everything's secure. Very nice people. They had really nice stuff. She had that hedgehog fibers that people are talking about. I want to say the hedgehog ladies from like Australia. Hedgehog fibers was one of the things she had. She had 716 yarn, which is dyed by the daughter of the proprietress, I believe. But there's a lot of fiber, a lot of stuff I bought, and there's stuff I'm working on. So that's basically what I've been doing. I haven't gotten back to a couple of jackets and things I've been working on because mostly I've been doing small projects. Work has been amazingly busy, which is good. So I've been putting in about 10 hours of overtime every week. But hopefully that'll slow down in a little while once the snow starts flying here. We do a little bit less work. Things close up in the Adirondacks, so we're not generating as much paperwork for, you know, like a motel is closed and they don't have to test the water. So I will see you guys next week. If anybody is interested in participating in a charity knit along, again, this cabled hat pattern is free. It's from lionbrand.com. It's a fast knit. I'm using size 11 needles. Sorry, I'm using size 13 needles. Takumi size 13, 9.0 millimeters. And this takes 1 skein of that hometown yarn. It's very quick. The hat is really cute. It looks like that. But you could make this for a guy or girl. Part of what prompted buying the hometown stuff was it was on sale at Walmart. They were phasing out certain colors, and it was on sale for about $2.50 or $2. Some of them even were $1.50 a skein. So it was an end cap item that I grabbed, and it rang up even less at the cash register. So this is a fast hat, but it will keep somebody warm this winter. So I will see you guys hopefully in a couple of weeks, and then we will see where we are. Have a good week. Go knit something.